Something sweet is brewing in Killingworth.
There's a brand new sugar house that is serving up pure Connecticut maple syrup, all thanks to volunteers.
Yes, we headed out to Parmalee Farm to see how you turn sap into syrup.
This adorable maple sugar house is a result of some sweet cooperation among neighbors here in Killingworth who love the Parmalee Farm. Tim Gannon is the chairman of the Parmalee Farm Committee and the resident expert here on maple syrup making.
This is the sap pan.
The steam you see is water evaporating from the sap to make pure syrup straight from these Connecticut maple trees.
As it gets thicker, it just pushes itself down. This is called an evaporator.
An evaporator, okay.
And it's evaporating. The idea, when the sap comes out of the tree, it's about 2.5% sugar. And so we have to get it up to 66.9% sugar. So we're evaporating all this water out of it.
And I gotta tell the people at home, not only does it smell amazing in here, but this is a really warm, cozy spot to stand.
But before you enjoy the fruits of Tim's labor, you can help him tap the sap. We head out into the woods on this sunny but cold day as the ice crunches under our feet. You can't help but feel away from it all here.
This is what we're going to collect the sap in. So when we have people, the volunteers come out, when the sap is running, we'll take these buckets in the back and the people will walk along with us.
He heads up the road to check his taps, and he's hoping you'll join him one day.
Yeah, we'll teach them all what the process is. That's what it's all about.
It's a good way to work for your pancakes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so come on down to the Parmalee Farm. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, we'd be happy to have you.
Once they collect the sap, it's brought back to the sugar house to turn it into pure maple syrup.
It starts with that big drum over there?
Yeah, well, we take it from the trees.
Yeah.
And then it will be put into barrels outside. It's pumped up into this large container, which will hold 260 gallons.
Okay.
Then it comes down this tube. You'll see this line. It's gravity fed. And it comes down and goes into this float box. This controls the level of the sap in the evaporator pan. And then as it gets thicker, it travels down these flues.
It's quite the operation. But all of it was built and paid for by local donors and a couple of grants.
We raised the money by selling maple leaves. As you can see on the wall, people can select the different colors, and they can put their name on it or whatever they want. And then we put them up, mount them on the walls and in the ceiling.
Okay.
The sweet syrup is the reward for this community coming together to create something pretty special. The process requires perfection. Take it out too soon and the syrup will be too light and thin. Leave the sap too long and it'll get too thick and dark. Tim uses what's called a hydrometer to know exactly when it's ready.
And this determines the viscosity. And so it's a matter of we put this in and we're going to put some in. Just slide that way a little bit.
Okay. A lot of science in maple syrup.
Well, there can be, yes.
And that's very hot in there, isn't it?
It is.
You gotta be careful.
So we're gonna put that in, and then there's a red line at the top, and that's the hot line. So that, if you see that line, that's telling us that it's basically ready to go. This is a wood-fired evaporator. Some of them are run, so we want to keep that as hot as it will go.
Tim and his volunteers add wood about every 10 minutes. The log supply comes from the beautiful trees right here on the farm.
We had to have a bunch of trees taken down, so we had people splitting wood. We had 2 splitters for about 2 weeks, about 5 guys, and we split it all.
So it's like the farm is sustaining itself. The trees come from the farm, the syrup is coming from the farm, and that's the whole idea of the Parmalee Farm. It's a community farm. Everything just goes back into it.
Yeah. Yep, it does. All the profits that we make from the sale of the syrup will go back into our program here.
The steam escapes through a vent in the ceiling Just one batch of syrup can take about 3 hours to evaporate. This one is almost done.
We hope to get a bunch of people trained so I don't have to stay here all the time.
This is Don Milnes, one of the volunteers who's already signed up.
There was a Facebook post, say, come help tap trees, and I said, sure, I could probably do that. And then after you tap the trees, you collect the syrup, and before I know it, my wife hasn't seen me in like 2 weeks now, so we're...
That's because the process is fun and oh so rewarding.
All right, let's do it. So we're going to chase that. It should be coming out nice and hot.
It is a lesson in patience, as it takes a lot of sap to make the syrup.
It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup.
Wow.
So you really have to take out a lot of the water.
That could go in a lot of pancakes.
It could, yes.
A nice, pretty
that's from
golden
our first batch that was drawn off 2 days ago.
Okay. It's delicious.
Isn't that sweet?
It's sweet. It tastes like Connecticut.
Like Connecticut.
It does. It was like so unique, and maybe because I just knew it came from Connecticut trees, but that's what it tasted like.
It looks delicious.
Like you're eating local. Can't get more local than that.
It doesn't get more local than that.
So Tim tells me they hope to start a maple sugaring program with the middle school that's nearby. There's a lot of science and math, as you saw in there, and you can help too. Again, the best time to collect the sap is between Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, so we're right in it. So keep an eye on their Facebook page.
Absolutely. For updates on when they need help collecting, just go to Facebook and search Parmalee Farm, Killingworth.
Yeah, Parmalee Farm Sugar House right there.